Lovelies, hello family, hello friends, welcome once again to my channel. I hope all is well by everybody or with everybody. And yes, so I'm used to doing beaded brick stitches with fringes or without fringes. That is my my go-to, and I like everybody who passes by to learn something. It's either a thing or two before you move ahead. Yes, so I have here a beautiful and simple beaded brick stitch earring with fringes on the sides, and it looks so cute and gorgeous. If you want to know how I was able to start and finish, please don't move an inch. If you have your beads, you can start doing something, okay? And let's grow this family together. So stay tuned. So for the materials, you could see that it's really simple. So I'm going to use only one color bead. This is all there is to it, okay? So we're using only one color bead for this project. And so I think it's called, I can see a cream color here. I don't know, the color is similar to the bead mat here, okay? So should I call it a cream color? Should I call it a light brown? I don't know what to call it. Let me know in the comment section if you know the exact name for this, what you see on your screens. Okay, so let's go ahead. So I've already prepared my start. If you've been following me, you should understand why this is so. Okay, so I'm not going to explain further. Okay, so let's go ahead. And of course my beading needle, yeah, and then I'll be using my white nylon thread, and then also my beading mat, my pair of scissors. Okay, yeah, so let's move on to the next stage. So to begin with, I would say this is also a beginner friendly as well. So you're going to start with 2 beads like that. You pick 2 beads, okay, and then so the thread is about an arm's length, okay, or less. Yeah, so because we don't want it to tangle. If you don't have a real beading thread, it will be difficult for you to work your way around. So you don't need too long thread. Okay, so let's go ahead. So you push the bead down to the tail of the thread like so. Okay, all right, and then you go through both beads. Okay, like that. So this stitch is called the brick stitch. I have a lot of them, a lot of tutorials on brick stitches that you can watch. Okay, with different styles, different patterns. So you're going to get this in the end if you are following the same thing like that. And then every brick stitch, so we are increasing. Okay, so every brick stitch should begin with 2 beads. You pick 2 beads as well. Now what you see here is called a thread bridge, and they are going to help you to build your beads up. Yeah, so you go through this thread bridge like that. In every video I try to explain this, guys, so I believe by now it should be easier, those especially for those who are following me. If you're a new person and you want to know how this is done, I'll still put the link in the description for you to watch those that are quite easier, okay, for you to learn. And then you go through the very first bead like that. Now the next thing to do is that you go through the second bead, and then you pass through the thread bridge like that. Okay, pull gently with your needle and thread like so. And then you go back to the same bead again up without passing through the thread bridge. Okay, like that. Okay, and then you pick the next bead. So the second row is going to be 3 beads. That's why we say we are increasing. Okay, and then you would see that the shape will change as well whilst you move along. Okay, so you're going to have something like this. Okay, and then you're going to just, you'll be repeating the same thing, but you have to put one last bead in the end, so that would make it an increase, and every increase should start with the first thread bridge. Now we have two thread bridges, we have 1 and 2, and if you are increasing your increase, every increase should begin with the first thread bridge, okay, like that. Like so. Pull gently, then you go down the thread bridge, pull your needle and your thread, and then you go back up without going through the thread bridge, pull gently with your needle and thread. Now you have 2 beads. So if the first row is 2 beads, second is 3, third will be what? It's 4 beads. Okay, so we have one last thread bridge. What do we do? So what we do is that we go through this thread bridge, pull gently, yeah, and then I put the last bead, sorry for the sounds background, I put the last bead through the thread bridge here, okay, all right, and then pull gently like that. So you're going to repeat this until you get to your final row, okay. I'm going to make so we have how many rows? We have 3 rows. So we're going to repeat this, and I'm going to add 5 more rows to be 8 rows, okay. So here, as you can see, you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 oh 7, sorry, did I say 8 rows? So it's in total we had 7 rows. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yes, so I have done 3 rows here, so which means I'm going to add only 4 more rows, and then so you see, whilst you increase, the shape changes, right? So when you get to the last thread bridge, you have to add another bead, and then you proceed, and every increase should begin with 2 beads and from the first thread bridge. That will give you your increase. Yeah, so I'm going to meet you after I'm done with the rest of the 4 beads, and then we start with our fringe. Welcome back. So all 7 rows are done. What I have to do is I have to go through the beads to finally come from this part of the project. Okay, so I'll just go down. I have to do this really carefully so that the thread do not show in between the beads, and I'm doing that because that is where I'm going to start the fringe. Okay, finally down here, yeah, on the very first row, and I have 20 beads on the thread. So every fringe should have 20 beads, and if you don't know how to fringe, this is the time. Okay, so I have to go push 1 bead down and then go through the rest of the beads up. And I pull my thread and needle gently. Okay, so this is what you'll be having in the end, like that. Okay, and then you go up the speed. You don't want it to tangle, so you have to do it carefully. So when you pull, don't make it too tight. So right from this the top of the bead here, sorry if you my camera is showing a little bit, you know, smoky. Yeah, so right on top of the bead here, I'm going to make another 20, or I'm going to put another fringe here. It's ready, and it's made up of 20 beads. So every fringe is 20 beads, guys. I'd like to remind you with that. So you push one bead down as I've done, and then I go up the rest of the beads gently. Try not to miss any bead because it's very easy to do. Yeah. Okay. Then I go up this bead. Like that. And then on top of this bead, I'm going to make another 20 beads and put it as a fringe here. Okay. I agree my camera is not the best, but please, you have to help me out. Pardon me. And I am not shooting. I used to use the daylight, but this time it's quite dark, so I'm trying. Yeah, it's a very simple tutorial that you don't have to really, you know, get tired, you know, of doing something. Like it's just straightforward. Yeah, so this continues until you get to the last bead here. Okay, last but one bead here, I mean. So wherever the thread would come from, that is where you put a fringe. So on top of this bead, you have to put a fringe, and then it continues. Hello, welcome back, guys. So I have added some more fringes. I'm going to add the last fringe, and then we start from this part here. Yeah, so the last fringe is ready. It's made up of 20 beads. Push one bead down. If you've just joined my channel, I am making a beaded brick stitch with, it's a beaded brick stitch, but it's a stud in a stud style. Okay, and you do not need a hook for this. I'll just put a stud. So you can wear it in case you make one for your own self, or so I can wear it. Sorry if my voice is down. Guys, sorry. I didn't notice. Yeah, so I'm done with the last fringe, which means we are going to make, like, say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So the other side is also going to be 7, and in total we're going to have 14 fringes. Okay, now to get to the other side, I need to go down until I come here. All right, so I'll be doing that off camera. Let me just start before I leave you guys, and then I have to come down from this part to begin with the other part or other side. Now I'm finally down here. Yeah, at the last, this is the first row I started. Okay, if you can remember. So I'll start the fringe from this part here, and it's the same thing. Okay, it's the same procedure like the first side or the first part. Yeah, when you are doing this, try not to make it too tight as well. So I'm going to add the other fringe and continue. The other fringe is ready, or the next fringe is ready. Push bead down, go up the rest of the beads like so. Try not to miss one bead or two, because it's really easy to do, not to see. Okay, so just be careful. Yeah, and then it continues until you are done. So I'll go through this bead and up. Okay, so guys, I would finish the rest off camera because it's the same thing, and I'm going to meet you when I'm done with the last and final fringe. So this is the final fringe I'm adding. This is very easy, but it can become very challenging when your thread gets in between the beads and the rest. Yeah, so this is it. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. So before I cut the thread, guys, you have to go through the beads if you are following the same the same making or creation. Just go through the beads to secure the project before you cut it off. It's very important. So what I'm doing is that I'm going through the beads to make the project, to lock up the thread. Okay, or to seal the thread. All right, so I think it's okay now. I'll cut. All right, okay, look at that. This is gorgeous. I love it. And the back is the same as the front. I've cut the fabric that I used, or the material that if you saw this from the beginning, I have cut it to the size of the shape here. Okay, and so the next thing to do is that I'll have to put some glue on top. You don't make it too much, it's a little bit. You're using F6000. Okay, this is very ideal for projects like this, and because I have used it, I know what I'm talking about. So the first one is already done. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the same area, which is around here. Yeah, it's around here. You have to press it. So we're going to leave this for the next 24 hours, okay, to dry. Then I get back to you. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, everything is set. The whole project is done, and you could see that it's looking really nice and stunning. You know, I like to brag whenever I'm finished with my project. And I have them in colors as well. This is yellow, and there's hot pink. So it's really going to look very nice. As from the beginning, you saw it with the mannequin, and my goodness, it looks so gorgeous. Yes, so you can try your hands on. They are very simple to finish. You just have to finish with your brick stitch and add your fringes. You don't have to make the same size or number of rows. You can decrease or increase as you want, okay, and even make longer fringes than this. You can increase fringe or beads to say up to 40, 30, depending on how you want it, you know. Yes, so I'd like to say a big thank you for waiting till this time, and God bless you for your patience, okay? So when you have to subscribe, please don't forget to press on the notification to receive new uploads, yeah? And I'm going to see you on my next tutorial. Have a nice time. Till then, we will meet again.